The state responded today to the claims of jury tampering with the 48-page motion titled State's Response to Defendant's Motion for a New Trial and State's Motion to Strike. I'll need time to deep dive the entire motion later, but the exciting bits are an affidavit by Rebecca Hill and statements made from the actual jurors, and I couldn't wait to share those with you. So let's get started. This is Legal Updates with Cassidy. Becky Hill categorically denies these allegations, and the jury backs her up. Welcome. We're going to start off by reading Becky's affidavit. This affidavit is submitted at the request of the Attorney General of South Carolina to address specific allegations contained in affidavits attached as exhibits to Mr. Murdaugh's motion for a new trial filed October 27, 2023. There are numerous misrepresentations and false statements contained within the motion for new trial, to which I was not requested to specifically address. As such, this affidavit is not intended to address every allegation contained within the motion for new trial. After being elected in 2020, I have served as the Clerk of Court in Colleton County. I was the elected Clerk of Court for Colleton County during the case of State of South Carolina versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh. I have reviewed Mr. Murdaugh's motion for new trial filed October 27, 2023. As to the allegations contained within the affidavit of juror number 630, I did not tell the jury not to be fooled by evidence presented by Mr. Murdaugh's attorneys. I did not instruct the jury to watch him closely. I did not instruct the jury to look at his actions. I did not instruct the jury to look at his movements. I did not say to the jury, this shouldn't take us long. When juror number 826 asked to speak with me, the conversations took place in the jury room hall within earshot of Bailiff Bill Polk. The conversations did not involve the evidence, witnesses, or substance of the trial. As to the allegations within the affidavit of Holli Miller discussing an alleged conversation with jury number 741, I did not have private conversations with juror number 826 in a bathroom. My conversations with juror 826 did not involve the evidence, witnesses, or substance of the trial. During the trial, I did not tell members of the jury that the media would want to interview them at the end of the trial. During the trial, I did not hand out business cards of media personnel. I did not tell jurors, y'all are going to hear things that will throw you all off. Don't let this distract or mislead you. As to the allegations within the affidavit of juror 785, I did not tell jurors not to be fooled by evidence presented by Alex Murdaugh's attorneys. I did not ask juror number 785 whether juror number 785 was inclined to vote guilty or not guilty. I did not tell juror number 785 that SLED and Colleton County Sheriff's Office personnel went to her ex-husband's house. I did not tell juror 785 that I would reinstate a restraining order against her ex-husband. I did not state to juror 785 that the Murdaughs probably got to him. I did not ask juror 785 about her opinions regarding Mr. Murdaugh's guilt. I did not ask juror number 785, well, what makes you think he's guilty? I did not discuss the evidence presented at trial with juror number 785. I did not tell juror number 785 that everything that Mr. Murdaugh said had been lies. I did not ask juror 785 about the views of the rest of the jury. I did not tell juror 785 that if the foreperson would just go in and ask for a raise in hands, this would be over and done with. I did not inform juror number 785 that everyone needs to be on the same page. I did not fabricate, nor did I create any Facebook post related to juror number 785. As to the allegations within the affidavit of Holli Miller discussing an alleged conversation with juror number 326, I did not tell jurors they were prohibited from taking a smoke break during deliberations. And just as some side information, I've mentioned it before, but one of the attorneys representing Becky is Justin Bamberg, who we saw at Corey's hearing because he represents Pamela Pinckney, along with some of Alex's other financial victims. Next, we have the juror statements, starting with juror number 193, who says, "No, I was not coerced to give my verdict. I came to the decision of my own free will. No, I didn't feel anything was said to influence my decision-making. I did not witness any private conversation pertaining to the trial and wasn't approached by anyone. I did not witness any jurors speak privately about the trial. I did not feel pressured to come to a quick verdict or that I was required to reach a verdict in a certain time frame. I have not spoken to the defense team. To my knowledge, no juror attempted to begin deliberation early." Juror number 254. "This was my first time as a juror, and I found that this experience was very rewarding as a civic duty. During the time, we as a jury were treated with respect and received anything that we requested. The only time that I had interaction with anyone was through the bailiff, other than one time when we as a jury was waiting to go into the courtroom and a comment was made to watch his body language. At that time, I didn't take it any way other than to watch his body language. That comment didn't persuade me of the decision that I ultimately made during deliberations." Juror number 326. And this one is particularly interesting because juror number 326 is one of the ones that Holli Miller prepared and signed an affidavit on their behalf. And here they are stating the opposite to the court. "I believe that my interaction with Miss Hill, the court clerk, was limited to information from the judge or about important events such as graphic material or how long of a break we would get. I do not believe she acted outside her role as court clerk and acted in a very professional manner." Juror number 530. "I did not at any point feel pressured to make a decision throughout the trial, nor did anyone attempt to sway my decision by any means of communication. At no point in time throughout the trial did anyone attempt to have a one-on-one conversation with me for any purpose regarding the trial. To the best of my knowledge, there was no court official or employee that questioned myself or other jurors regarding the trial or its outcome. To this date, I have not been contacted by the defense regarding the new allegations or other topics. Throughout the trial, I did not observe anything that I perceived to be unethical by any court employee." Juror number 544. "While on the jury, Miss Hill never made me feel as though she was trying to sway me either way, innocent or guilty. Miss Hill spoke to us as a group in regards to what type of things we would like for snacks, breakfast, and lunch. Miss Hill mentioned if we were sequestered that we would be staying at a hotel and we would be given time to gather our things to stay at the hotel. She also stated that an agent or officer would be with us the entire time. I felt she stated this to us as trying to keep us informed of what may or could happen. I was never made to feel pressured to say or do anything by anyone, court employees, or co-jurors. I never witnessed any jurors going into a room alone with Miss Hill." Juror 572. "No, I was not coerced to give any answers. My decision was of my own. No court employee influenced my decision. I did not have any private conversation other than myself talking to Miss Becky Hill about me not using the stairs because of my knee injury. I did not witness any private conversations amongst the other jurors. I did not hear or witness anyone or any court official stating to us, the jurors, that we should not listen to the witnesses or it shouldn't take long, etc. No one made me feel that I had to arrive to a quick verdict, and if I didn't, I or the jurors would not be able to leave. No one from the defense team ever reached out to me pertaining to the Murdaugh trial." They forgot to block out this name. "The juror that was ejected from the trial stated one morning on the van that her husband told her we were going to Moselle, and we told her no discussions." That little troublemaker. Salty egg juror. Juror number 589. This one is really blurry. Let me try my best here. "I was a member of the jury. When we would go back to the jury room, people would go to the rooms where they wanted to sit. Most of them stayed in the same rooms from the beginning. Miss Hill would come in periodically to see if we needed anything and check on us. I did not feel rushed at any point to make my decision. Question: Did Miss Hill ask questions about your opinion? Answer: No, she did not. Question: Did Miss Hill pressure you to speak to you? Answer: I felt no pressure to speak. I had my mind made up. Juror number 729. This one's really blurry too. We'll do our best here. During a 6-week trial, I found that with 2 different rooms, there would be a lot of gossip between strangers. Each room was filled with men and women. The room I was in was a quiet room, while the other room was louder and filled with conversations of work and private life. I spoke with Becky Hill on a couple occasions about my financial burden and that I needed to speak with the judge. Smoke breaks once a day, sometimes more. She did come speak to others, but I didn't hear the conversations. During the trial, I had a very uncomfortable feeling as the defense attorney would wave the gun around, as if he has never held one before. I have to laugh at that, sorry. During our smoke breaks, we would talk about lunch or what we were missing at work. There was always something to talk about or someone to talk to. After 6 weeks, it came time for deliberation. Everyone took an anonymous vote, followed by open discussions and questions. It was fast and smooth, but I felt no pressure. I was set in my decision. After everyone discussed our thoughts, we voted again. Every vote came back guilty. We checked multiple times to see if all were comfortable with the decision. If we needed to wait, we would have. On the day of sentencing, we were approached by Dateline and Miss Hill, who asked if we wanted to do an interview. We told her no. She seemed disappointed, but let it go. Question: Did you ever hear anyone tell the jury not to be misled or fooled by evidence presented in Mr. Murdaugh's defense? Answer: I did not hear anyone say not to be misled or fooled by the evidence. Question: Did Miss Hill ever ask you your opinion in regard to the trial? Answer: No, I did not have conversations with Miss Hill like that during the trial. Question: Did you ever feel pressured to make decisions prior to deliberation? Answer: At no point during the trial did I feel pressured to make my decision. Juror number 826. Question: Did you feel pressured at any point during the trial to make a decision? Answer: No. Question: Did any court official or court employee persuade you or any other juror one way or another as it pertains to guilt or innocence? Answer: No. Question: Did any court official or court employee have a one-on-one conversation with you or any of the jurors? Answer: No. Question: Did anyone attempt to contact you after the trial regarding the trial? Answer: No, except for the media. Question: Did you feel anything during the trial that you perceived to be inappropriate or unethical? Answer: No, not that I recall. Juror number 826. Question: Did any court official or court employee question you or any juror prior to deliberation about decisions of the jurors regarding guilt or innocence of the defendant? Answer: No, not that I am aware of. Juror number 864. No one pressured me to make my decision of guilty. No one influenced me to make any decision or said anything to cause me to come to a guilty verdict. I did not have or witness anyone having a private conversation about the case. I was not told that I would not be able to leave until I made a decision. No one from the defense ever called or came by my house. I did hear Myra, this egg juror, say we're going to Moselle. Then there are other written statements from court staff also backing it up. But I'll get into the rest of this document later. I just wanted to get these important affidavits by Becky Hill and juror statements to you as soon as possible. I don't know what the next steps will be, but this jury poll could be enough to even negate the necessity of having an evidentiary hearing. And it could make Dick and Jim's writ of prohibition obsolete, because without these accusations against Becky Hill, Judge Newman is not a witness to anything. So it's looking more and more like these accusations are just lies. Not surprising, coming from Alex Murdaugh and company. This is Cassidy O'Connell saying stay well and stay tuned.